wake up, the world is a brand new flow. Stories are brewing with Joe. Pull up a seat, let your truth unfold. Real talk, real hearts, real souls. It's coffee and conversations with Joe, where your voice has room to grow. No judgment, just love that flows. Coffee and conversation.
Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing? It's your boy Joe Locker. Y'all know the #1 podcast in Birmingham, Alabama. Coffee and Conversation with your boy Joe Locker. How y'all doing this morning? Man, we got so much stuff to get into. I got to guess it. Y'all already know. I mean, y'all been seeing all over social media. He's in the building. Y'all don't understand. The man is in the building, man. How y'all doing? Before I get to our special guest today, what y'all drinking? Where y'all drinking at? You know, I got the cup of Joe here, you know. Man, let me tell you something. When I get that cup of Joe up in me, it makes me want to do a little something. But I got to tell y'all something before we get into the show. Thank y'all so much for Valentine's Day, man. Y'all have our Valentine's Day is sold out, right? And you actually did it in record time. So thank you guys. Our audience is strong. The following that we have for Love You First, for the coffee and everything, man. Thank you guys so much. We do appreciate you guys for that. You know, I don't like her, but I love her. She's become part of the show. Lisa, how you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. How about you, Joe?
I'm doing all right. So Valentine's Day is all sold out?
Sold out. Thank you to our listeners.
So how you been doing?
I've been doing good.
Are you good? Are you happy about the gifts that we got today? Because I see you, when you walked through there, you was cheesing way too much for me.
I'm excited. I'm ready for this conversation.
I appreciate you getting us our gifts, but man, I was a little upset. You know, you ain't never smiled at me when I
was. You was jealous.
Very.
Don't be jealous.
Very.
Don't be jealous.
Don't be jealous.
It's enough love to go around.
I've been with you for a long time, and I ain't never got that kind of cheese or love. Listen, y'all, I have never got this kind of love from this woman a day in my life.
He sounds jealous, y'all. He sounds jealous.
So, Lisa, you gonna have a boo on Valentine's Day?
I'm married. I'm always booed up.
Okay, well, tell the hubby I say hello. You know, I'm thinking about myself. You got any tips for me about dating?
Whew, I don't think we have enough time.
I'm not in the mood for love right now, looking for love, but I'm thinking about love. What should I be looking for? What women want a man to do these days?
Keep thinking about it.
No, but what do women
because you ain't
want?
ready yet.
But what do women want from a man?
Women are looking for honesty nowadays.
I'm honest.
But you may be too honest.
Okay, so
you can be brutally honest.
But honest is honest.
But there's a raw version of honesty and there's a tactful honesty.
But it's honest.
Yes.
So what? What's the difference? Y'all in the comments, if y'all want me to be honest as a man, can I just be honest? If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. Why I gotta sit here and sugarcoat it? Well, I sort of kind of, I don't want to hurt her feelings. I don't want to tell her the truth. But you want me to lie to you, so you want me to lie.
No, we don't want you to lie, but you have to keep in mind delivery is everything. Because a message can be delivered in a certain way and well received.
So is that the biggest problem you think some women have with men is our delivery?
Absolutely.
Okay.
See, he over there, he's shaking his head. He agree.
I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry.
I ain't even bring him in. Cut his mic.
I'm trying to stay out the way.
Hey, you might as well invite him in. Look, he's sipping the coffee and everything. He ready. So you can bring him in on this part. Just ask him.
I want to ask him.
See, you don't want to hear the truth.
I was talking to a woman.
Okay.
I was getting this. Listen, y'all, I'm getting this.
I'm just being honest.
This is a segment called Joe Needs Help. Okay. I need help in my dating life. So each and every week, I'm going to ask Lisa some different things about dating. You guys can come in on the show about helping me get my dating life together. I ain't trying to get married right now. Yeah, really not trying to be in a relationship. But just in case when I get ready to do these things, I want to know a little bit something.
So let's talk about that. You're not trying to get married.
No.
You're not looking for a relationship.
Hell no.
So you just want to have some fun.
I don't even want to have fun. I just want to, honestly, let me say this.
I heard that word. Look how he's sipping that coffee.
I'm being honest.
Okay.
I'm being brute. I'm going to say my honesty. And I ain't going to sugarcoat it.
Okay.
I want somebody that if we want to go to lunch or dinner, we can go to lunch. We can go eat, go get something to eat. That's it. Somebody I can talk to every once in a while. That's it. I don't want nothing else.
Okay, I can accept that.
I don't want nothing.
I can accept
that's
that
my honesty up front.
Okay.
If that's too brutal for y'all, oh well. But that's it right
That's not brutal. That's not brutal.
Well, I mean, that's my honesty.
Yeah, that I can accept that.
Okay, because I'm being upfront with you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You're not playing.
I'm not playing. I want somebody that I can trust. That it ain't gonna be no BS. I ain't gonna sit here and try to have to call you every day and text you every morning, good morning, because I ain't trying to do all that right now.
So no expectations.
None.
And you just want to kick it.
I don't even really want to kick. I just want to hang out every once in a while.
That's the same thing. From time to time, we hang out, kick it.
I'm trying to sugarcoat it like you said.
We don't want you to sugarcoat it. We just want you to be honest. So I can take that. I can take that.
Yeah, I just want to kick
So
it.
there you have it, ladies.
Because I'm
He
busy.
clearly set the expectation.
Because I'm busy.
So how do you handle it when you set that expectation and she wants more?
I let her go.
Just like that. Just cut it.
Because there's another man out there who's going to probably give her what I can't give her, so I'm not going to waste her time.
So do you tell her that or ghost her?
Yes. No. I'm
Okay.
going to tell you up front.
Okay.
No,
I can take it.
if it ain't going the right way, I'm not fixing to play games with you. We too old for that.
Okay. I can take that.
It's Valentine's Day. But with all that being said, I still need a lot of help. God's still working on me, y'all.
Yes,
Amen.
Lord.
Hallelujah.
Okay.
All right, guys. Lisa, thank you so much for the help on this segment we call Joe Needs Help. All right, guys. Back to the show of Coffees and Conversations. We try to bring on the most influential guests that we can get on here. We have very few men on this show, but when we do get some men on the show, they are very influential. This guy here really don't really need an introduction, but we're going to introduce him anyway. You've seen him on TV. You've seen him in the magazines. He's been in the news lately on a lot of different things, right? He's been on a lot of other podcasts. We've seen him. No, I've seen him out there doing this thing, man. Very proud of him. He's one of Birmingham finest, right? A lot of people love him, a loving husband, and he's a person for Birmingham, Alabama. We love him too. And who am I talking about? The one and only Truman Fitzgerald was in the building.
Joe.
What's up, baby?
Thank you. What's going on,
What's
Joe?
going on, man? Hit this
Let's do it.
cover thing, man. You good?
Ooh, this is surreal. I'm in 5 Point South. I grew up walking distance
Really?
from where we are right now. Walking distance.
Really?
You can walk here from 2 of my childhood houses. You sure can.
Wow. Okay, so you know this area very well.
This is my old stomping grounds. I was a product of Ramsey High School, my freshman, sophomore, junior year. I can't claim graduation because I didn't graduate, but
Wait a minute.
Ramsey High School from Ramsey.
Oh, okay.
From Ramsey.
Okay.
Didn't graduate, so I'm not a Ramsey grad. However,
Right.
75% of my high school curriculum was completed at Ramsey High School.
Okay, so you're a Birmingham native.
I'm a Birmingham native, Birmingham born and raised.
Okay, so we got so much to get to on this show today, man. Mom and dad in your life? Was your mom and dad here?
My mom was always in my life. My dad, I just met my dad within the past 3 to 4 years.
Really?
Just met him. So that's been an interesting topic this week is when people ask about, hey, what's your mom and dad like? I just met my dad.
So let me ask you a question. Is anybody in your family, because bro, you red. Okay? You red, bro. So mom and dad white?
So my mom is white,
Okay.
dad is black.
Okay.
So I have a unique viewpoint on life based on that.
So you just met your dad. So was your mom married? Did you have a stepdad?
Never had a stepdad. My mom was always a single mom. She never really brought that many men around. So it was just my mom and my grandparents.
So let me ask you this now. If you don't have to answer the question, but I will.
You ask me anything.
Okay, so
I'm an open book.
Okay, let's go here. So was your mom invited to the barbecue?
My mom was not only was she invited to the barbecue, she probably brought the hood with her to the barbecue.
Oh, so your mom was that.
My mama was there.
Okay.
They jumped in my mom's car to get to the barbecue.
Okay. So you grew up like that.
I just grew up like that.
Gotcha. How was it growing up, man? Honestly, with a biracial mom.
So growing up
So what you consider black or white?
I'm black, and I've always considered myself black, but it was difficult because when you are biracial in Alabama, you catch hell from both sides.
Right.
As you know, your white friends look at you, it's like, how do we approach him? Because we know he's black. Do we, you know, hold off from this and hold off from that? Your black friends is just like, we know he's, you know, our brother, but he's kind of light. You know, what's going on with it? Can we trust him? Can we do this? It's just you're growing up with so many different psychological issues.
Right.
And I have to admit that, and I've had to confront that growing up.
Brothers and sisters?
2 brothers. I'm the oldest of 3. We are 1989, 1991, and 1994. To give you our ages, throw our ages out there.
Okay, so all from the same mom?
We were all from the same mom. However, I have a different dad than my brothers. So that added another dynamic. Is my 2 brothers, it's funny because they're darker than me. And my brothers used to make fun of them when we were growing up because many people used to call them Middle Eastern because they give off like a Middle Eastern look to themselves.
Right. So if you don't mind, what's your brother's name?
My mother's name is Miss Angela. Angela Fitzgerald.
Miss Angela. Okay.
Angela
So were you a
Fitzgerald.
problem child in school, man?
I was. Growing up in elementary school, I was a problem child.
Okay.
However, when I got older and I started playing sports, and the more that I matured, I got my act together. Because if I didn't act right, I couldn't play sports. And when I was younger, I didn't have anything motivating me to be good. I was just young and bad.
Did you experience because you was biracial? Did you experience any prejudice growing up?
None. Absolutely zero. I was extremely blessed and fortunate that when I was growing up, I was an athlete. And that always helped me to be accepted. And that always helped me to make friends. And also, I never used that as an excuse to feel I was better than someone, which I think got me closer to my peers, is that not only was this young man an athlete, he's super friendly, he's super loving, he's super humble, and I was just a very friendly person.
So before we go any further, I got to go here. I'm going to be fun a little bit. Were you privileged?
Extremely privileged. I would tell anyone I grew up extremely privileged, and here's why. Yes, I had a single mom, but I had grandparents. I could pick up the phone and call them for anything.
Okay, so you got pretty much what you wanted.
I got everything I wanted. Wow. And not only did I have my grandparents there, I had friends in my life whose dads treated me as though I was their son.
So your grandparents was white too then, right?
Grandparents were white.
So how did they treat you? Because that's a different generation.
Spoiled me rotten.
And your brothers too?
Brothers spoiled them rotten. I can't thank my grandparents enough for what they did for me. I wouldn't have had the childhood I had if it wasn't for my grandparents.
Wow, that's good, man. That's good. So when you was in high school, what did you think you was going to be? What did you want to do once you got you was in Ramsey and all that good stuff? What did you think you wanted to do?
You couldn't tell me I wasn't going to be an athlete.
Okay.
You know, because
football,
basketball. You know, because the NBA is full of 5'11" basketball players, right?
Yeah. I guess.
You couldn't tell me. I mean, because there's just a million 5'11" basketball players. You could not tell me.
But were you that good?
No, I was never NBA good. I was never NBA good. I wasn't even.
But nobody can tell you.
I thought I was. I would like to think I put in the work to be that, but I never was NBA good. I never was even. I don't even think I was college good. However, I just really loved playing basketball, and I thought I would have a better future in basketball than I did.
But what happened?
I ruined that. And I'll tell you how I ruined that.
Okay.
I went to John Carroll for my senior year. We were in the state championship game. We had an awesome year. We were up against Williamson High School, which is a high school based out of Mobile, Alabama. Okay. For anyone that knows Williamson High School, Jamarcus Russell graduated from Williamson. Okay. We were up in that game. I just knew we were going to win the championship. Here I am, senior in high school. We're about to win the state championship game. We ended up blowing our lead. We ended up knowing that we were going to lose. Like, it was just out of our hands. And a player from the other team, even though they were up double digits, decided that he was going to go for a layup after they're up by double digits. So me being being the player that I was, you're going to try to score a layup when we're already going to lose the state championship game that we're supposed to win?
Right.
And it's so embarrassing. And I don't say this to brag, but this explains how I destroyed my college chances. So he went up for a layup. So I went and completely tackled this kid off of the BJCC's basketball court. And he went flying into the crowd. Got kicked out of the game.
You think?
Got kicked out of the game.
Right.
Our school got fined. And needless to say, every college coach that was there that had any interest in me probably wrote me completely off the script.
What your mom say about it?
My family was furious. I can remember my grandfather now. He was just like, how dare you do that? And you know better. And then the other team's coach, that just happened to be his younger brother.
Ooh.
And then the coach of the team had gotten shot when he was in high school. He was a star athlete.
Mm-hmm.
And he said when he saw his brother getting pushed off the court, it reminded him of getting shot. Get out of here, man! Stop being dramatic. It was a foul in a sports game, and I was in the wrong. Your brother's okay. It didn't remind you when you got shot. It's not that deep, but that's Mobile for you.
So you blew your chances.
Blew my chances completely.
So, Truman, at that point in time, you know you're not going to the NBA now or college. What we doing, bro?
That's a great question, because after I graduated high school, I spiraled into depression. I spiraled into thoughts of, why am I here?
Mm-hmm.
After I graduated high school, Joe, I felt purposeless.
Wow.
I had nothing to live for. And I mean that,
mm-hmm.
as in like, I didn't want to live anymore.
Right.
And what happened was, when I was 18 years old,
mm-hmm.
on October 1st, 2007, I was driving in Homewood, Alabama. I had a green Isuzu Rodeo. I was driving early in the morning.
Right.
I was on Oxmoor Road.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting ready to get on the interstate. Boom! Somebody hits me, completely flips my rodeo into a ravine. Paramedics get there, police get there. They rushed me to the hospital. I'm in Brookwood Hospital. I know I messed up from the accident. And what that did for me was it started to change the trajectory of my life. Because here's something that probably my family members don't even know. I didn't have my seatbelt on when I first got in that car. I got to a traffic light maybe 3 minutes after I was driving. And something told me to put my seatbelt on. So I didn't have my seatbelt on when I first got in the car.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a traffic light and I put my seatbelt on. Had it not been for that seatbelt, I would have instantly been killed, because I would have been that crash was so violent. I would have been ejected. The car probably would have flipped off. I would be dead.
Right.
I would be dead. No questions asked. But something told me to put my seatbelt on. And what that did was that told me, hey, God's keeping you here for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And that accident changed my life completely. And I still was struggling, but I knew, like, okay, God's keeping you here for something.
Right.
Let me find out that purpose.
And after that, what did you proceed to do?
What I did after that was, because I was able to get a settlement from that injury, I was able to buy my own car,
mm-hmm.
and I was able to get some freedom and independence. And next thing you knew,
They gave you a little confidence.
it gave me a little confidence. I got my own car.
Yeah,
I'm independent.
Right.
And it just so happens that after that accident, I had enrolled into UAB.
Okay.
And so now I'm in school. Now I'm starting to take classes. I still am not focused on education the way I need to be,
mm-hmm.
but I'm moving towards the right direction. And it wasn't until I went to Lawson State Community College that I got my purpose. And I knew then, when I went to Lawson State Community College, that my purpose was education-based.
Okay, so what was the difference between UAB and Lawson State to make you feel purpose? You found purpose there?
At UAB, my only focus was how much I can party, how many clubs I can go to, and doing everything but focusing on my schoolwork.
Okay.
And then I transferred to Lawson State, And what Lawson State did for me was, anyone that knows Lawson State knows there's a bus stop in front of Lawson State.
Okay.
And I was taking classes at night as well, which Lawson State has a night program because community college had people working during the day.
Mhm.
And I was 19 years old. I was going to Lawson State. And I was in a class one time. It was human growth and development. And I can remember I was 19 years old and I was in the class with 30s, 40s, 50-year-old students. These were women and men that were leaving their jobs, working 9 to 5, going to school, leaving their families at home. They were fathers, mothers, wives, husbands, and they were going to school to better themselves. And here I was, a 19-year-old kid with no responsibilities in the world. I have nothing to focus on but school. And watching them sacrifice that, it lit a fire in me.
Wow.
Lit a fire in me. And I told myself, if I don't do it for anyone else, I'm going to do it for this moment, for watching my classmates put in all this work to get better.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did from that moment on, I never took education for granted after that. Never once took education for granted after I went to Lawson State.
So when you started going to Lawson State, what were you trying? What degree was you trying to get?
I knew by the time I had went to Lawson State that I wanted to be a police officer. I knew at 19 that I wanted to be. I loved law enforcement as a field. I loved law enforcement officers. I was a law enforcement groupie. I was that kid that 19 years old, if I saw a police officer, I was, hey, you know, I was just in awe. And
Did you ever get arrested as a teenager?
I've never been arrested. I've had some run-ins with the police, but I've never, and that's a great question. I've never been arrested.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten a few tickets. I've had a few bad run-ins with the police, but I've never gotten arrested.
Okay. So Lawson State, how long did you stay there? Did you get your degree from Lawson State?
I stayed at Lawson State for 2 semesters. Then I transferred back to UAB and enrolled full-time in their criminal justice program.
Okay, and you graduated from?
And in 2010, while I was at UAB introduced me to law. That's when I took my first legal course. It was Judicial Process in America. And around 2010 was also the time I started applying for the Birmingham Police Department because I was 21 years old. And something that I've never really said publicly is I failed the first police exam that I took.
You failed?
I failed it. You had to make a 70 on the public service exam to be registered on the hiring list.
So what did you make?
I made it 63. I remember like it was yesterday. I made a 63. I can remember going to my mailbox at Hickory Knoll Apartments in Homewood, going to that mailbox, seeing that civil service letter come in the mail, like, okay, and opening up that letter and seeing a 6-3. I regret, Truman Fitzgerald, I regret to inform you, you did not pass this exam. You made a 63.
Wow.
And what happens when you don't make a 70 on that exam at that time, you have to wait an entire year before you can test again.
So you had to wait a whole year?
I had to wait an entire year.
What did you think you did wrong the first test? Because you said you was already, you know, by your words, you said you were serious about education. You didn't want to miss any chances, right? So, and this is one of your big moments. You looked up to police officers. So I know you studied for the test. So what happened?
Believe it or not, you couldn't study for that style test. At the time, it was based around psychology. And it was, many people say it was like a restaurant test, or it was any test where a hospitality test, where they want to know your personality. And what I did during that test, looking back, is I was all over the place. And what that test did was it would ask you questions. Joe, do you like working outside? Yes, I like working outside. And it would ask you the same question later, but it would reword it. So instead of asking you, Joe, do you like working outside? It would ask you, do you prefer to work inside? You know, which is really want to know, hey, do you like working outside?
Right.
And it was just realizing that, look, I need to be consistent. If I put average for one answer, I need to be average on all the answers. I don't need to put, you know, very likely on one and then average on the other. I need to be consistent. So a year later, I took that test again. I was more consistent and I passed.
Okay, and what was that score?
In the 80s. I remember it was in the 80s. It wasn't that high, but it was over a 70.
Right. So what was the hardest for you when you took the police test? Was it the physical part of it, or was the actual test, the exam itself?
The most difficult aspect for me when I was going through the hiring process to be a police officer was confidence, because I had failed every single opportunity that I sought after while becoming a police officer. I was in shape. I was 22 years old when I enrolled into the Birmingham Police Academy, and fitness wasn't an issue. The academic side wasn't an issue because at that time I had 65 credits in college. So I was a junior in college. So I had the academic background. For me, it was just the confidence and the self-esteem.
Wow. I mean, I understood what you had been through, but you hadn't really worked it all the way through yet?
Because I had failed at everything I wanted to do in my life prior to being 22. I had this dream of being an athlete. I failed at that. I had a dream of winning a state championship when I was in high school. I failed at that. I had a dream of becoming a police officer when I was 21. I failed at that. My whole entire life was marked by failure when I was 22 years old.
Who were you talking to during that time?
I didn't really have anyone. I didn't have anyone. It was because at that time I was in Birmingham ultimately by myself. And I had fallen out with my family at that point in time. I wasn't all that close with my grandparents. My mom moved to Illinois during that time period. So I didn't have mom. I was here in Birmingham ultimately by myself. My brothers were up north in Illinois as well. Okay. And I had a great friend system, but you're not really good at communicating when you're 22 years old. You don't really want to confide.
So you compartmentalize it to yourself.
I compartmentalized so much. I was holding all that in.
Wow. So at 22, you finally passed the test.
Finally passed the test.
So which came first? You passed the written test first?
Passed the written test.
So take me through it. So when you become a police officer, you take the written test first.
You take the Jefferson County Personnel Board test. You get certified, and then whichever agency calls you, hey, we're hiring. We want you to come out for our physical agility test. Okay. Birmingham called me, and it was like a dream come true. Okay. It was like the University of Alabama or Auburn University calling me like, what?
You on the team?
I'm on the team. Went through the physical portion.
How many weeks?
So the first portion was you take the physical exam, you pass that, then you have your background packet. Okay. You have your background packet, you answer your questions for your background packet, and then after that, you take a lie detector test. Okay. The biggest benefit for me when I took my lie detector test is I was open about everything in my past, because they ask you, they want to know Joe from the time he was born until the time he put his name on that application. Wow. And I was honest about that. If I had something in my past that could have been a bump in the road, I was open about it. And so when it came time for the lie detector test, I'm sitting there like, hey, did you do this? Yes, sir. Did you do this? Yes, sir. And I had no problems with the lie detector test. Right. That moves you forward to the psychological test. Didn't have any issues with that. Passed the medical exam. Next thing you know, on July 18th, 2011, I'm in the Birmingham Police Academy.
Wow. So through that whole process, how long is that process for?
For me, I started the hiring process around March. And by July of 2011, I was in the Birmingham Police Academy. Wow. This was all in 2011.
Wow. Congratulations on that, man.
Thank you.
That's huge, bro. So when you passed, who was the first person you told?
I have a mentor in my life. Okay. His name is Ben Jackson. Okay. And I used to go on ride-alongs with Ben Jackson. Ben Jackson has been a Birmingham police officer for since I was a teenager. He had joined the Birmingham Police Department. And I used to do ride-alongs with him, and he was everything that I wanted to be. And so I can remember passing that Birmingham police test and being able to call him like, hey, Ben, I passed this test. This is a guy that he worked this precinct, that patrol South precinct. And I used to ride in the car with him And then I told you I was a law enforcement groupie. Like I used to do ride-alongs. I used to go on calls with them when I was 20, 21 years old. Right. And just being able to tell him, hey, Ben, I passed was worth everything.
Man, that's cool. So you started out as a rookie, of course. You
sure was. Patrol.
Okay, so in being a policeman, because I'm going through this, I'm trying to figure these things out, right? Being a rookie, do y'all get hazed? Because you know, when you go through something in the beginning, right? You know, in the military or whatever, you get hazed, right? So do y'all get hazed in a way, shape, form, or fashion?
You get hazed, but it's done so much out of love.
Right.
It's almost like you like that attention.
Right.
And it's like being the new guy on campus or the new girl on campus.
Right.
All eyes on you.
Right.
And here's a funny characteristic about older police officers. Mm-hmm. If they talk about you, they like you. If they make fun of you, they like you. If they don't talk about you and they don't want anything to do with you, they don't fool with you.
How many people graduated in your class? Do you remember? How many people started with you? How many people finished?
We had upwards to around 60 plus, possibly even 70 that started the academy. Mm-hmm. We graduated around 56 or 57 officers. We were one of, at the time, we were one of the largest classes that had ever came through the Birmingham Police Academy.
Because from what I've heard lately, that they start out big, but they end up really, small these days.
The Birmingham Police Academy was rough when we were coming through. It was very paramilitary. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of, and I can't say hazing, there was just a lot of weeding out. Yeah. They wanted to know that you wanted to be there.
You becoming a police officer, being a rookie, being in the thing, when you sat back, went home, I'm here now, I'm a police officer, you got the uniform, you put it on for the first day. What were you saying to yourself? Okay, what were your goals and aspirations, what you wanted to do as a policeman?
I always wanted to be a patrol officer. That was my number one goal, was to work patrol.
Ain't that like I'm trying to be ain't that a lower tier of being in the police force?
Many people think that being a patrol officer is the lower tier of policing. Okay. Many police officers within departments look at patrol as though they are the lower tier. Okay. Patrol is the backbone, is the cardiovascular system. It is everything. It's the nucleus. It is everything that holds a police department together. Okay. And I knew that the sole reason I wanted to be a police officer was to ride around in that patrol car, answer calls, be on the streets. Right. And it's so funny because the department would go around every year and they would pass out these career development packets. Mm-hmm. And they would ask you, hey, what are your dreams? What classes are you taking towards your dreams in the police department? And looking back, I wasn't sarcastic. I was just super patrol. Right. I would put on there, in the next 5 years, I want to be a patrol officer. In the next 10 years, I want to be a patrol officer. Towards retirement, I want to patrol. I want to retire as a patrol officer. Like, I would put patrol in everything.
Could you move up in rank as a patrol officer?
You can become what's called a field training officer, which is a promotion. Okay. And then you can get promoted to sergeant, and most sergeants get sent to patrol.
So how does the ranking system go? Because I know the military is private, corporal. So in the police force, how does that work?
At the Birmingham Police Department, it's officer, corporal, sergeant, lieutenant, captain, deputy chief, assistant chief, and the chief.
And your aspiration was?
To be a patrol officer. To be a patrol officer. That was my number one aspiration.
Didn't make it difference. You the corporal of the sergeant.
I wanted to work patrol. And from 2011 up until the end of 2025, I never stopped working patrol. Regardless, I've only had 2 assignments since I've been a police officer. It was being in the patrol capacity and being in the public information office capacity. And even when I transitioned away from patrol full time, I never stopped working patrol. That's how much I love the streets.
So let's go there, because that's how we know you. How the hell you end up on TV, sir? You a patrol officer walking around in your car. I want to be 10, but we know you because you're on TV. Okay, so
I'm a patrol officer. It's 2020.
uh-huh.
We had just gotten a new chief.
Okay.
We had gotten Patrick Smith
Okay.
from LAPD.
Remember?
We had just gotten an assistant chief, Darnell Davenport from
Okay.
LAPD.
Okay.
And what happened was they started implementing mandatory roadblocks for us in patrol, in checkpoints, as they like to sugarcoat. And what happened was I started really pushing back towards the checkpoints and having to get out here and to perform those checkpoints. And I just felt as though, you know what? Maybe I do need a break from patrol. And it just so happens that I got a phone call from Sergeant O'Brien Brown. I'll never forget.
Okay.
And this is how you never need to truly burn bridges. And I say that because Sergeant O'Brien Brown and I really weren't always on the best accord.
Okay.
I was very outspoken, and he was very firm as a supervisor because he was an alpha male. You know, it was his way. He just wanted to see us structured.
Right.
And so he and I would kind of go back and forth in our roll calls and in our conversations, but I never was disrespectful towards him.
Right.
And I always had a love and admiration for him because I knew he had a good heart.
Right.
And what that did, I didn't realize it was, I think he saw how outspoken I was. And he said, you know what? This young man can voice his opinion, but also not be disrespectful. And that's just me kind of speculating.
Right.
And I think he saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself. And so he called me, and me being me, knowing Sergeant, I was like, "What's Sergeant Brown on that?" And he said, "Hey, True." He said, "Man, they got a new position opening up in the public information office, and I think you would be great for it." And I was like, "You know what? You think so?" It's like, "I don't know, Sergeant. You know, I don't know if I really want to lead patrol."
Right.
He's like, "Man, you better put in for this position." I said, "You know what? I really don't like doing these checkpoints.
Right.
Let me transition out of here." And I put my application in.
That's how you got it.
And next thing you know, at the time, he's deputy chief now, Sergeant Redarius Malden called me and was like, "Hey, you know, I need somebody to come up here and help me out," because Chief Malden was getting hammered. You know,
Right.
Chief Malden is the godfather
Okay.
of the Birmingham Police Department's public information office.
Chief Malden. Okay.
Chief Malden. He is the godfather. He's the GOAT.
Okay.
And so he called me up there to work under him. And I gave it a try.
Right.
Next thing you know, I'm in the Birmingham Police Department's public information office.
Okay. So when you got in there, you had no formal training.
None. The only training that I had was I was training myself to be a trial attorney.
Okay.
Because when I got to the public information office, I was one semester away from graduating law school.
So you kind of had that thing of speaking in front of people and being able to direct the voice.
I used to train myself each and every day to be a trial attorney.
Gotcha.
And here's it's kind of embarrassing. I used to hold.
Ain't nobody watching. Ain't nobody watching.
I used to hold trials in the mirror.
Okay.
And
Go ahead, hold it.
so I used to try cases in the mirror.
Okay, how you do?
And I used to pretend that when I was at home by myself, that I was in front of a jury and I was in a courtroom, and I practiced my public speaking. And I would try cases like, members of the jury, I represent Joe, and we're at Birmingham, Alabama's coffee shop, and I would go through the whole.
Right.
But I didn't realize I was practicing my public speaking. And by the time I got to the public information office, it was just a natural routine. I just needed the background, and I needed the fundamentals in how to really handle the policing side of public speaking. And I had an awesome mentor in Redarius Malden. And had it not been for him, I never would have been the public information officer I would have been had it not been for Redarius Malden.
So did that come with a promotion? Increase in pay?
In a sense, it came with a major promotion because I got a take-home car.
Okay.
My hours increased, and I went from making a patrol officer salary with overtime here and there when you want to, and you know, being held over on calls, to you're getting overtime almost every day.
Right.
And you're getting on-call pay, which is when we call you out of your sleep, the city of Birmingham's taking care of you for that. And that's why I never really felt that sorry for myself.
Right.
Is because it was my job, and also the Birmingham Police Department took great care of me financially.
Wow, that's good, man.
Took great care of me
Now,
financially.
I want to get back in, I want to go to the story because I'm missing something, because I know you have a beautiful wife. Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. So when did the wifey come in during this police time? Was it during the time you was a rookie? Was it during the time you first got into the public affairs? When did wifey come in?
When I first met Aaron, I wasn't a police officer. I was a wannabe police officer.
Oh, so she met you before.
She was already a police officer when I wanted to become a police officer.
You really wanted to be a police
officer? I really wanted to. And it was so bad. What's so bad? How we met was someone introduced me on. It was on a very, very, very bad. Okay, here it is.
Here you go, y'all. Coffee conversation.
When I was at Ramsey High School, they paired you up with mentors. Seniors had a freshman they would mentor. My mentor at the time, I later found out that he and my wife had dated.
But we finna get the coffee today. We're not finna get the coffee today. Okay.
And
yeah, go ahead, take your sip.
And so he introduced me to Aaron, trying to help me out with becoming a police officer.
Okay. And that was his
girlfriend. That was his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, or still, hey, they were still together, but not together.
Right.
And next thing you know, I'm just worried about being a police officer. I'm not even looking for a relationship. I just want to be a police officer. And my mentor in high school introduced me to Aaron. And next thing you know, we start talking, and then we start dating. And then later in 2016, we got married. And so my wife had already been a police officer for 3 years prior to me becoming a police officer.
Oh, so chill out. No. I gotta go here. So she was a police officer when you failed the first time.
She was, I met her after I failed the police exam.
Yeah.
My girlfriend. My girlfriend at the
wait a minute.
My girlfriend at the time left me. She left me because she felt that, she told me, she said, all you have in this life is you're a wannabe police officer. She told me that. She said, the only thing that you have is you are a wannabe police officer. That's what she told me.
They can cut, boy. Ooh,
that's what she told me.
Oof.
She told me. She was older. She had graduated. She was already in her field. And here I was. I'm struggling to get into mine.
Right.
I failed my police exam.
Right.
And she flat out told me, she said, you're a wannabe police officer.
I ain't trying to laugh at it, but damn.
That's what she said. She said, you're a wannabe police officer.
Wow. How intricate was it for your beautiful wife during the time as you was going through for her to be there for you? Because I'm sure she was your backbone.
She was. And it was important to me because when you're going through the Birmingham Police Academy, you're stressed. Their goal is to weed you out. They're not concerned about your feelings. They're not concerned about your confidence. They have a method behind their madness. They're going to break you down and build you up. But there's certain periods where they don't care about your confidence. They want to break you. They want you to give up. And to have that backbone in Aaron, to have that backbone in the support system I had was everything.
Tell me one of these things, because having your wife there, what was one, because you spoke of your mentor, you spoke of your mom, but tell me one of those things that your wife, that you want to thank her for during that time that got you through. What's one of the most pivotal things that you can feel right now and think about, like, if she wasn't there, I wouldn't have been able to get through that.
I would just say thank you for always believing in me. And plenty of people in my life have never believed in me. Plenty of people, even in my own family, have doubted me and told me that I wasn't going to be anything. And Erin Fitzgerald was always there for me, and she's always been there for me.
Man, you know something? As we sit here having this conversation over coffee, when women say, they always want a man to say they got them, right? You just said something, bro, I have said over and over again. A lot of people don't get this, right? And thank you for having this conversation with me today, bro, because I say this all the time myself. I just want you to believe in me.
That's it.
If you believe in me, I'll go through a wall for you, right? I would get up early in the morning. I would stay up late. I would take the bullet, whatever I got to go do. If you believe in me, there's nothing I can't do.
Nothing.
If you look at me and you say, baby, I love you. You got this. I'm walking out the door thinking, I know I got this because I got somebody who actually, truly, unfiltered, right, believes in me. That's important.
It's important.
That's important. And just listening to you, like you talking about, some of the things you did to get here, you had a lot of people who started to doubt you. Not only that you were doubting yourself, right? But then once you wasn't living up to other people's expectations, they started to doubt you too.
Sure did.
Right?
Because up until I was 22, I failed at everything.
But you really didn't fail. It wasn't failure. It was just you didn't pass that test at that time. Right? But you kept going. But nobody was old enough and nobody was telling us that at that point.
They didn't.
Right. So when you got to, did you have any kids?
2.
Okay. So girl, boy?
Both. I'm a boy dad.
Okay. How old are your kids?
4 and almost 2.
Oh, okay.
4 and almost 2.
So you're a late bloomer.
We're late bloomers.
Okay.
We're late bloomers.
Okay. What's the boy's name?
Chancellor and Josiah.
Man, it's taking way too long. Josiah gonna beat you.
Chancellor and Josiah.
Okay. Do you want them to be police officers when they grow up?
I would want them to do something that they love doing, because as long as they love what they do, they'll never have to work a day in their life.
Now let's get back to you in this public affairs. Started getting on TV, right? Started doing your thing. And that's where I first saw you at. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Right? Because I seen you on social media and they have you on the news and stuff like that, right? And you was always like, when you spoke a lot of confidence.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
That's what made me, it was 2 things. There was a good looking guy.
Oh,
right?
Thank you, Joe.
On
thank
TV,
you, Joe.
right? And he spoke with common sense, right? And you spoke, right? And you spoke, I believed you when you said what you said.
Thank you, Joe.
That the police force was, we're going to do this and we're going to do this. So the way you spoke made me believe that the police force was doing everything possible and that y'all was working really hard on it.
And they were.
Right? And I believe, but I'm just saying, just when I saw you doing it,
Mhm.
and I would tell anybody this, appearance is everything.
Thank you.
First and foremost, appearance, and I'm not saying people prior to you wasn't, right? But when you caught a lot of women's attention, right? Across the board. And when the women that I was talking to, started looking at,
Oh my gosh. Stop, Joe. Stop, Joe.
but I'm just saying, they calling it, I like this Truman, right? And they send me videos, you should talk to him. I'm like, who? Right? I'm looking at him, right? As you was on TV and you started becoming that dude, right? Let's go here. How did your wife handle that?
She handled it well. I think she handled it better than I probably would have handled it if it was the other way around. And she's always been the type that she doesn't allow outside attention to affect her.
How do you keep her confident? Because of what is out here, right? You're that dude. People know you everywhere you go. That hey, take a picture, right? How do you, as a man, right, and a father, make sure you keep the confidence in your woman? Let her know that she's the only one for you.
Something that you always have to do is compliment, remind your significant other that they are good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Remind them that they are good enough. And then also never change. And that's been difficult in a relationship, is to never change. And I'll say this, and I'll be candid about this.
Okay.
With me, I've always struggled with, I didn't grow up in a household where people were married.
Mhm.
I didn't grow up in a household. My grandparents weren't even married. My grandparents never got married.
Okay.
And I have always had issues with, and I don't mind saying this, I had never wanted to get married to anyone. I was kind of like what you said earlier in the show. I didn't want to get married.
Right.
That was just me.
Right.
And what you have to realize is as you get older, women want stability.
Mhm.
And the average woman doesn't want to stick by your side if there's not a long-term commitment in there for her.
Right.
And I've actually had this conversation with several of my guys that I think us as naturally as men, we're okay with being, some of us are okay with being by ourselves.
Right.
I'm one of those.
Right.
I would not be the same if I didn't have my family, but I'll tell anyone, I'm okay with being by myself. I know that about myself. I would be okay with being by myself.
Right.
So for me, it's a constant reminder of if you don't do what you need to do, you're going to lose what you have.
Right.
And so it's just getting up each and every day, trying to do the best you
Being
can
intentional.
to not lose what you have.
Being intentional.
Being intentional.
That's good right there. Because I know even when I was married and starting to get into celebrity radio and stuff like that, right? It's tough on a marriage, bro.
It is.
It's tough because and you have to have a secure woman. So shout out to your wife. You have to have a wife that knows who she is first and foremost. Because once it happens, if she don't know who she is, no matter what you say, she's gonna lose who she thinks she was.
That's right.
Right. Because of everything that she's seen.
That's right.
And then you're gonna have women that catches that. They smell blood in the water and they start to attack her. And no matter what you say or do, it's not gonna be enough.
That's right.
And she drowns. Right. So shout out to your wife, man, for being strong and confident. Number one, knowing who she is, knowing that she got a great man in her life. And shout out to you for actually making her be confident and being a great father to him, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
So as you done did all this, man, became a celebrity and stuff like that, what was one of the toughest things as being, the public affairs officer for you? What's up for you?
Seeing your sisters and brothers slaughtered on the streets. And I do not sugarcoat that. Seeing them slaughtered on the streets. Joe, if you knew half of what our officers see on the streets, it's Hollywood can't even depict what Birmingham police officers see. And throughout my time with the Public Information Office, I saw so much death and destruction. I would put that up there with probably being overseas. You're talking hundreds and hundreds of homicides, bodies, people being burnt up in cars, people with their heads chopped off. I've unfortunately had to see that all right here in our city.
Wow.
These streets, they are nothing to play around with. They are nothing to play around with. It is real. When you put that badge and that uniform on, it is real.
Why do you think it's such? Because life is life, right? And this is not Beirut. This is not, Desert Storm. It's not Vietnam. It's not a war zone. But you just, said that it's like that. In your opinion, 15 years experience, what the hell are we missing as Black people, man?
A love and care for human life. And we've reached a point in our society where we don't value human life. Because if you love human life in general, you don't have to like the next person. But if you value human life, your decisions are going to be geared towards protecting human life and doing everything you could to preserve human life. And okay, Joe and I may have had an argument, but I value human life so much, I'm never going to do anything to hurt him, because I understand you're going to have arguments, you're going to have disagreements, but it's not even going to come into my mind to do something to hurt Joe.
Wow.
We've reached a point in our society where people do not value human life. They don't mind. Well, Joe made me mad, I'm going to pull out a gun. Truman made me mad, I'm going to pull out a gun. We've reached that point in society. And how you know that is the simplest arguments turn into gunplay out here in our country, not just Birmingham, in our entire country. You see it every day on the news.
Can we fix it?
I don't think we'll ever get to the point where it will be 100% fixed, but I tell you what is going to happen. People are going to continue to get snatched off this street and thrown into the prisons like that's been happening. I tell you what's going to happen in Birmingham is Chief Michael Pickett in the Birmingham Police Department is going to continue to snatch you off the street and throw you in that Jefferson County jail because they're not playing around with you. That's what's going to happen. And you're going to throw away your life for a split second bad decision that you made.
Wow. Speaking of Chief Michael Pickett, you was in the department for 15 years, and now you decided to leave. You was about to retire. You could have retired.
In 2031, I could have retired.
Okay, so you had about 5-6 more years.
Yes, sir.
Right, to retire.
Yes, sir.
But you decided to leave.
Yes, sir.
The rumors on the streets are that two high-profile people, right, doing their thing. He was doing yours, right? And there was some kind of friction. These are the rumors. I want to ask you if that's okay.
That's perfect.
The rumor was that what people were saying that maybe there was some power push there or jealousy because of airtime or some, you this and he's that. So my question to you is this, because I don't go with rumors. Right. What happened?
I had gotten to a point, Joe, where I had sacrificed so much of my life, my mental health, everything about me was sacrificed for the Birmingham Police Department.
Okay.
And I felt when this new administration came in that the executive leadership started to make everything about themselves. And with me, I'm all about the team. It's all about team with me. And what bothered me the most is I felt as though I was never in the future of the Birmingham Police Department's vision.
Why?
Lack of communication, lack of relationship building, and I feel as though I was purposely kept out of certain team building conversations and certain vision conversations. And it was apparent. And I knew then that we had shifted from being a team to it was about certain individuals. And me being me, when I love you, I'd rather step away than to one, be a bad teammate, or two, continue to work somewhere where I know I don't have that same commitment that I used to.
Me being a journalist, I have to ask you this question.
Sure.
Why do you think that this was so? Why do you think that you was being left out of these meetings? Why do you think that you was not being a part of other things that or the growth of the new department?
I think that people in the department looked at me as competition instead of looking at me as collaboration. And see, here's what we struggle with as Black men. We don't build each other up. And what we do is we get to a point where we're up here and we want to stay up here. White America gets to the top and they bring every single person with them. We want to covet what we have. We don't do a great job of mentoring. We don't do a great job of bringing people up with us. And instead of looking at, okay, I can pour into this person and elevate him with me or her with me, and we all can win. We look at them as though, well, if they prosper, people might not look at me the same. But my thought process has always been, I want everybody to win.
Right.
I don't look at anyone as competition because one, I don't want what you have. And two, here's the most interesting thing about me. I'm a Bravo male. I'm a Bravo male. And anyone who knows what a Bravo male
I have
is,
no idea what the hell that is.
a Bravo. So you have alpha males.
That's me.
Which is you, which is you are the leader.
Right.
You are the assertive and the strength and the rock.
And you come off as an alpha male too, bro.
I'm a 100% Bravo male.
Explain it to me.
A Bravo male is someone that builds themselves up, equips himself with what they need skill set wise. However, they are a natural supporter of an alpha male or alpha female. They are a Scottie Pippen. I'm a Scottie Pippen.
But Scottie Pippen don't do that for no.
But when many people think of the duo, they think of Scottie Pippen as being the supporter role. That's me. I'm a supporter. I am somebody who I enjoy if we had a group project or a group assignment. I enjoy you being the leader and you saying, hey, Truman, I need you to go out here and place a flyer for coffee and conversations on every single car out here. And I'm going to say, yes, sir. And I'm going to go do that. And I don't have to be the leader, nor do I want to be the leader.
Do you think, there were people above you that were intimidated by you because of your success on TV?
Possibly. And it goes back to, we as Black men, we've got to get out of viewing our brothers as competition, and we need to start viewing them more as collaboration, as somebody that I can build up, and that's my teammate. And it's not just at police departments, it's in corporate America. It's everywhere.
Right. Because when this happened, someone sent me the post that you put out, right? And it was shocking, number one. And the apology, you directed it at the chief. I had to ask you,
sure,
why did you direct it toward him, and what was the misunderstanding?
I was being extremely childish and immature with some of my Facebook posts that I had made in the past because I was going after the Birmingham police.
What did you say?
I would say things that were subliminal, but they were still geared towards the leadership at the Birmingham Police Department. They were geared towards everyone.
And you was doing that on Facebook.
And I was doing that on Facebook.
Wow.
Like a childish little, I want to say some other words about myself, but I know I can't, but it's just, I was mad.
What made
I was
you mad?
hurt. I was hurt because I felt as though I sacrificed so much for the team, and it was about the team, and it wasn't about me, and it was about everyone.
Happened though. For you to make that post, something had to happen to you that you got left out of, or something didn't happen. So what happened to you to make you make that post?
It was just consistent instances of, hey, we're pushing you to the side, and we want you to know that we're pushing you to the side.
It was blatant in your face.
It was blatant. And I got tired of turning the other cheek. And what really started to open my eyes to everything that I had done in the city is I would get out and travel when I would practice law. And I would go to these other counties, some counties I had never been before in my life. And I would get to these counties and they would know me before I knew them as being someone for the Birmingham Police Department. And I told myself, I said, here I am doing everything for the Birmingham Police Department I can to build up the team. And I'm going back to the department and I feel like I'm fighting for my reputation when I get there. I'm having to answer to too many degrading comments and too many degrading conversations that were blatantly degrading. There's a difference between constructive criticism and degrading someone. There's a difference between, okay, this person is a leader and giving a subordinate, a command versus, okay, you're talking about me behind my back.
So is it fair to say the upper management you felt didn't like you?
It's 100% fair to say. Did they love me? Of course they love. We're a family.
Right.
But it's fair to say.
They didn't like you.
It's fair to say that they didn't like me, and it's also fair to say that I didn't like them.
Do you think you did anything yourself personally to cause the dislike?
What bothered me the most is that I didn't do anything. I would have been comfortable if I knew I had done something. But that has always been the case for me at the Birmingham Police Department. It was always people coming after me that I've done nothing to.
Mm-hmm.
That's always been the case of me. You know, random beefs that I've had in the department where, you know, people have been upset with me or supervisors have been upset with me. And it's just like, I've never had a bad interaction with you. Mm-hmm. Anyone that knows me knows I'm just going to come to work with a smile on my face and I'm going to go home. That's it. And people just come up with this imaginary beef with me. And next thing you know, we're going back and forth.
Gotcha. So you decided, how would that decision making go? Okay, let's get from the mess. You're deciding with your career, 6 years left, right? But you're tired. What was the straw that broke the camel's back, and what was the conversation with your wife?
The straw that broke the camel's back is when I formed a partnership in duo with attorney Terrell McCants.
Okay.
And he had always been a big brother to me. He had always been someone that I looked up to. And he had been practicing law at the time for 15 years. And when I knew I could count on him to be my teammate and with our practice areas, I knew I had stability and I knew I had an insurance to where I could walk away. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people have asked me, you know, how did you walk away from a guaranteed pension? And how did you walk away from guaranteed financial stability? And what I would like to say to that and to them is, when you practice the areas of law that Terrell and I practice, God has always put you in a position to be comfortable. And Terrell and I, we practice criminal defense, personal injury, civil rights, and employment law. With several of those areas of law, at any given time, God can bless you with circumstances that can forever change your life for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. And I knew that. I knew I had that passion, that love for my clients, and something to fall back on. And that is what made my decision easier. It wasn't a financial decision. It was a freedom decision.
Mm-hmm. So what was the conversation like with the wife?
I really didn't factor in my family for the most part.
Wait a minute, what?
I didn't. There's things in this world that you have to gamble 100% on yourself. You have to gamble 100% on yourself. It's not about, I've always been someone where if I want to do something and I've thought about it and I believe in myself, that's all that is required. Because I've heard too many people throughout my life say, I knew I shouldn't, and we're talking influential people in their life. I've had people come up to me as a police officer and they've told me, man, I always wanted to be a police officer, but my mama told me she didn't want me to be one and I never became one. And, you know, or this person told me, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because I know with my love for law, my love for people, I'm not saying that I still can't fail, but I have confidence that I'm going to be okay.
You know, I'm reacting because I didn't expect an answer from you. I'm that dude too. Mm-hmm. I get what you're saying, but that's not an easy thing to say.
It's not.
And do.
It's not.
Because damn everybody, mm-hmm. if I believe it, you're on this train and you're not.
That's right? It.
But I didn't think you would say that.
Either you are with me or you're against me when it comes to law. Either you're with me or you're against me. And that goes for anyone. That goes for anyone. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it when it comes to law.
Man, you love law that much?
It's tattooed on my chest.
Wow.
It's tattooed on my chest.
So how's it going at Fitzgerald Law Life? The law, what is the law once? What's
the law officer Truman Fitzgerald?
Okay, no, but I'm saying don't read your shirt here. Okay, the law officer Truman Fitzgerald. Okay.
So law life is tattooed right here on my chest.
Okay.
I have the scales of justice, Lady Justice, in law life is tattooed in the scales of justice on my chest.
Okay.
Forever.
Okay. Okay. So how is the law firm going right now?
It has been going amazing. Criminal defense cases, personal injury cases, specifically car accidents, got a few slip and fall cases. My law partner is an employment and civil rights expert in the field of law. So we have that going. And we have been very fortunate in January and February. We have a ton of new cases coming in.
If people want to reach your law office, how to get in contact with you?
If you want to get in contact with me, 205-360-0800. An easy way to remember it is 205-360-0800.
So you 15 years, wife, 2 kids. Now you're a lawyer. What's next, man?
Being the best version of me I possibly can be. The only financial goals in my life is to take care of my family, be stable. Outside of that is being the best version of me I possibly can be. Because I'm someone that if I'm not purpose driven, I'm not happy.
Are you free now?
I'm free.
You feel free?
I'm free. I feel free because no one controls my ceiling anymore. I have no chains on me anymore. No one gets to tell me what my future looks like. No one gets to write me out of a department or organization's movie script.
Got 2 more questions. I'm gonna let you get out of here.
Yes, sir.
I heard you mention God, right? A lot through this conversation we've had. I always ask my guests this. When you speak to God, right? How do you hear him? Is it a voice? Is it a sound? Is it a recurring dream or something like that? How does God speak to Truman Fitzgerald?
God speaks to me through confirmations. Okay. It can be a certain topic that I'm needing advice or guidance on, and then I get some type of confirmation throughout the day. And also he speaks to me through certain successes. Okay. And I've reached a point in my life where God has been too good to me than I deserve. Because I would tell anyone I have failed in just about every category in my life, and God has still continuously blessed me.
Know that story. Then you got the same book.
And I have a ton of failures, and I have a ton of downfalls in my life, but God still continuously blesses me.
What does Truman Fitzgerald fear?
The number one thing that I fear is failure. The number one thing that I don't fear is judgment. And the reason I don't feel judgment is, Joe, my life's been all over the place. Throughout my 36 years, my life's been all over the place. I've got a million different things in my life that someone can judge me on. I'm done in that area. Like I'm never gonna be perfect. I am not a Russell Wilson. I am not a Russell Wilson.
Don't do my boy like that.
I am not a Russell Wilson. I am not a Will Smith.
Right.
I'm Tupac.
Okay.
Not Tupac, but I'm Tupac. People think I'm Russell Wilson. People think I'm Will Smith.
You come off like that, though.
That man is not you. He is not me. I am a Tupac.
What would you tell if you could go back in time and we finna get out here, y'all? What would you tell the 10-year-old Truman now looking at everything? What would you tell him?
stop allowing other people's opinions of you to shape and shift your life. Because no matter what you do, people are going to feel a certain way about you regardless. No matter if you are 1,000 with them, they're going to feel about you the way they want to. No matter what you do for them, they're still going to do what they want to do. Do what's best for your life and your love for people.
Well, I always give my guests right here at the end of the show, I give you the microphone to tell people what you want to tell them. Tell them about the law firm. You can tell Birmingham about sticking by you, all of this stuff. That ways is yours.
Birmingham, Jefferson County,
Sit back.
Alabama, I love you. I love you with all my heart. These past 14 going on 15 years, I've been in some dark places throughout my life. And had it not been for you, I would not be here right now. There were times I didn't even want to live anymore. And the only thing that kept me going was my purpose and the purpose that you have given me. I love you. I'm always going to be here for you. If you need me, you know how to find me. The law officer Truman Fitzgerald, I guarantee you, I will always look out for your best interests. It's not about money for me. It's about my purpose, and it's about law life.
All right, man. Grab the coffee cup. Man, I appreciate you having this conversation.
Thank you, Joe.
Today, bro. Good conversation, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, man. Y'all heard it from the one on Truman Fitzgerald is in the building today. Y'all, we got another great show lined up for you. If you guys got time, stop by 1918 on Friday over there in Homewood. We're going to be in Galentine from 12, I think, to 2. Hang out with us right there. We got another great guest coming for you guys next week. But you know how your boy Joe like. You know how I feel about you, right? I love you. Have a good week.